Hi there. Today we're going to be continuing to learn about solid shapes, those 3D shapes that have 3 dimensions. This is called a cylinder. A cylinder has one rounded edge, but it also has 2 flat surfaces. It has 1, 2. What shape are those? It has 2 flat circles. Yeah. So this is called a cylinder, and we're going to make one of those today. All right, so let me show you the supplies that you'll need. Okay. The supplies you'll need are this piece of paper from your folder. It should say cylinder. Cylinder starts with a C. Sometimes C says S. Usually C says k, 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 like cat. But in cylinder, the C says S, just like in the word circle. Okay, so find this piece of paper. You need scissors and you need tape or glue, whatever is working better for you. And once you've gathered the supplies, then hit play again. Okay, so we're going to cut this out. You are going to have 3 separate pieces today. You'll have 2 circles and 1 rectangle shape. So you can cut those out now. You can pause the video and take your time cutting so that you don't cut off any of the tabs. Let me show you how we are cutting this out. We are not cutting off the tabs. You must leave the tab attached to the circle. Do not cut on that solid line. You see how I cut on the dotted line? Cut that part away, but I did not cut that line so that the tab comes off. The tab needs to stay on. Do not take the tab off. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all cut off. And you can work on cutting yours out as well. Okay, so have your adult help you if you need help. This is what it should look like when you're done. It should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little tabs on the circle. And then you'll have 2 of those. There's another one over here for you to cut out. Just cut that out. While we're cutting, let's think of things that are cylinder shaped. I know that a soup can is usually a cylinder shape. It usually has a circle on the top and the bottom, and that's rounded. There's our other circle. And it's very interesting that a cylinder has the rounded side of this part of the cylinder is actually, when it's flat, it's actually a rectangle. Isn't that interesting? And don't forget to cut off the tab, or I'm sorry, leave the tab on. Do not cut on the dark line. You want the tab to stay on. So cut on the dotted line when you get to this part. Always want to stay on the outside of the shape. Don't cut on the inside. So once you cut that off, then you should have this extra piece of paper that you don't need. And you can get rid of that. And then you should have this rectangle with the tab on it. And then you should have 2 circles with the tabs on them. Okay, so now next we fold. If you cut it all out, you're ready to fold. And just fold all of those tabs in so that it looks like a circle. Here's what the back looks like. Fold them all in. And do that to both of your circles. Pause the video if you need extra time folding. Fold those in. And then on this piece, there's just 1 piece to fold. You're going to fold on that black line. Press and fold. So now it just looks like a rectangle, and the tab is in the back. Okay, so we're going to connect the circle to the bottom of the rectangle to this long part. You'll put 1 circle at the top and 1 at the bottom. So I'm just going to pick a tab, any of the tabs, and start with it. Put a piece of tape on the tab. And then I'm going to glue the tab so that the circle sticks up. I'm going to glue it right along the edge. So the black line of the circle is going right along the edge of the rectangle. So see how it's right along the edge? Looks like it has like a basketball goal sticking on there. All right, and then I'm going to take another piece of tape or glue and glue the next tab onto the rectangle, but I have to start to fold the rectangle up, bending the rectangle up around the circle. Then I'll go to the other side of the circle and bend the next side with a piece of tape or glue so that it's starting to bend around the circle. Now it's probably starting to look like a cylinder to you. Keep bending, keep bending it around the circle so that all we have left to do is to close it, but we don't want to close it until we do the other side. So do the same thing that you did, put a piece of tape on one of the tabs and stick it on the edge of the circle so that it looks like that. And then add a few more pieces of tape, one on each tab. One piece of tape on each tab. I actually skipped a tab and I think it's okay. You don't need tape on every tab. Once you get it connected, and the last thing you have to do is to connect the rounded edge, connect the two short sides of the rectangle. So if we just get a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape it from the outside. So I'm going to cover up that folded edge, go all the way up to the black line, hold it together with my hand, and put a piece of tape across there so that it holds the two edges together, and you have a rectangle. Or you have connected your two sides of the rectangle, and this is called a cylinder. Will you say cylinder? A cylinder has a rounded edge, so it should be able to roll. And then it has two flat sides, two flat surfaces that are the shape of a circle. So they should be able to stand. They should be able to stack on top of each other. And they also should be able to slide. So that is a cylinder. Try to find some cylinders around your home. Thank you.